Right. Well, welcome to the show, mate. It's good to have you on. I've been starting these with asking people their why for competing in HYROX. So, what is that for
Oh,
you?
why for competing in HYROX? Um, that's it. But so it started off by actually just doing a HYROX on. I was in Maastricht for the first time. This is going back maybe I think 5 years now. And one of the top dogs was just like, "Oh, just do a race like on the Friday night." So I was like, I hadn't planned for it or whatever. And I was like, "Okay, cool." So I just jumped in, and so there wasn't much why to my first ever like unofficial high rocks because it was obviously the day before the event. But then that's when I kind of fell in love with the actual concept and the sport itself. But my why is always the same as any physical and mental competition. It's just always to kind of challenge myself and see what I actually can do and live up to my potential. I think it's a bit of a tragedy if you don't challenge yourself physically or mentally when you have the tools to do it, when you have the privilege of an able body. So that's my why. It's always to just see what I've got really. So yeah, I like getting in the hurt locker. I like strengthening my positive mental attitude and because I can. That's my why.
Nice, nice. We, I mean, most people listening to this probably know you from the MC work that you're doing
Mhm.
with HYROX. But what is your sporting background? Like, what were you doing? Yeah, what have you done all your
Yeah,
life?
mate, I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none. I'm a master of a few things actually. So my sport and background was just movement. Like, I'm one of those annoying people, and this will probably sound very cocky, but it's like put me into any sport and I'll be fairly good at it. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm very good at visually picking up things and we're talking from Brazilian jiu-jitsu to boxing to volleyball to Pilates to rugby, basketball, cross country. So my sporting background was just a mix of everything. From a young age, my mum pushed me into loads of like summer camps and stuff. So we always used to do like I did a sailboating summer course. There's a bit of information for you that you didn't know. I did a sailboating summer course. Anything for my mum to get me out of the house from
just,
nine till 3 during the summer holidays. It was good.
just shut up and go
Um,
sailboating.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I like to think that I'm fairly decent level at most things, and that comes through just experiencing like a huge variety of modalities. Um, so yeah, that's my sport and background, mate. There isn't an actual specific one, so that's probably why I'm not actually that great at most things, but I just sit below the above average mark.
What about work wise? Like before High Rocks, what have you done there?
Yeah, mate, it's funny because not my people just think I'm a in the HYROX community. They just think I'm an MC, but
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm far I'm far from it. So I mean, my what's the word? Sorry, I propelled into the fitness industry through Barry's Bootcamp. If you don't know what Barry's Bootcamp is, it was like the 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 founding like boutique group car studio, an American concept that came over to London in 2013, and I kind of just stumbled upon it. One of my friends said, "Oh, you should go and do it." And at that time, I was a struggling actor which I wasn't really doing that well at. I was just an extra. I was an extra in a lot of things, and I enjoy movies and stuff. So I wanted to be an actor for a long time. But I stumbled upon this and put the Britney Spears head mic on, and Barry's Bootcamp just kind of like yeah propelled me and opened me up to all these different opportunities and everything. And it's where I kind of found my passion and love for fitness because I've always been into fitness, but this was the platform where people were listening to what I'm saying and they were getting inspired by what I was saying and what I was doing. And it opened up many, many doors of some phenomenal opportunities. Um, and I just started, really diving into coaching and I started, getting certain credentials um, and I just started really enjoying like coaching to people. I would say at the heart of it, I'm a world-class, like, group class instructor. Um, so that's what I do currently still. I obviously do online coaching as well. Then obviously the world of Instagram came in, and I do a little bit on Instagram, under the influencer uh, brackets. Um, but yeah, but obviously through that public speaking, of teaching, a class to 50 people, and having a few little media appearances here and there and whatever, and being, exposed to performing and teaching in front of a camera, speaking on a microphone is very natural to me. So, when I got asked to MC the first London High Rocks post-COVID, 2021 or 2022, I was like, yeah, yeah, sweet. Like, do it. So I jumped on the mic. Me and Gustavo did the first London High Rocks, and um, they say the rest is history.
Yeah. What have you done any cool extra appearances or acting appearances?
Yeah, yeah, I think I have. So I have appeared. I've had some actually phenomenal, like, movie experiences. So if you blink for 2 seconds, I am in Inception, one of my favorite movies of all time, and somehow
Really?
I'm walking past Leonardo DiCaprio and Michael Caine. It's the scene where Michael Caine introduces Leonardo to the architect. I always forget her names, the girl, and I'm basically walking behind her. And then as she peels off to walks towards Leo, I kind of go the other way. So you see me in that. I'm in Captain America, the first Avenger, and you see me very clearly in that. I'm walking right next to him for about, I'd say, 5 seconds this time. And then loads of other stuff. I've been in Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise, but you wouldn't recognize me because we're all in these, like, army soldier suit things. But that was like an insane 3 months of work, like being in this core like stunt team. Um, Pirates of the Caribbean, all that type of stuff. So yeah, I've done, like I said, some amazing opportunities. But back then, I thought I was just going to randomly become this, like, world famous actor. But it actually turns out you have to do some work. You don't just stumble into it. Um, so yeah, so I've done a few good roles in movies, but that's it. Those days are over.
Nice. Do you like, I've seen you on is it Loose Women you've been on as well?
Yeah, yeah. Loose Women this morning, BBC Morning. Yeah, I've done a few of those. Yeah.
Do you enjoy that stuff or not?
So it's like a double-edged sword, because, like, fitness on TV, well, daytime TV is very, it's hard to, like, get your actual values and your actual coaching style across, because the demographic of the viewers of that particular audience, it is very much like, oh, grab a can of beans and let's do some bicep curls with cans of beans. It's like, wow, I don't really, that's not me, but it's like, but that's what they want from you. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, cool. So I love being able to get my positive mental attitude message across on, like, national daytime TV. It's amazing. Again, I've been interviewed by Holly Willer. I was going to say Holly Willer Bootby there. Holly and Gethin Jones and Lorraine Kelly and all that lot. So it's a, from the outside it looks really cool, but when you're actually there, it doesn't, it doesn't really take you that far. People think, oh, you're on TV. Oh, you're gonna get all these deals now. You're gonna be. It's like, nah. It's like you're in and out. Has to be a very consistent thing, which I've tried to do. But fitness on daytime TV is just like when they want you to come on. Basically, I guarantee you, I'm gonna get a call around Christmas or New Year's. Go, do you want to come on and do like a new you thing? And I'm just like, oh yeah, okay, cool. But it's like I've always pitched the ideas of, like, let's have a 5-week campaign where I'm on the show every Friday, and it's like the Faisal Friday finisher, and set a
Yeah.
challenge, and we'll come back next week. And that just doesn't really work with their, like, stats and stuff. So I love it, but then also it's difficult to get your point across. So, but I mean, yeah, it's an awesome opportunity.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. As a HYROX MC, what
Yeah.
do you see as your role in that job?
Primarily, my role is to make people's finish line as epic as possible. Um, because it's very easy for us to get caught up in the fact that you're just shouting out someone's name and time, but that individual person could have been training for 6 months or a year even. And when they cross that line, it means way more than a time and your name being shouted out. So I do my absolute best to make every single name call amazing. Because when you see people's reactions, sometimes you're like, oh, this actually meant the world to them, quite literally. So that's primarily my job, and all on all MC's jobs in HYROX. But then I do like to go the extra mile. So obviously we are situated and located at the wall balls, and the majority of the time, and that's when we're all kind of coaches, and majority of us anyway, and you can't help but put your coaching hat on. So when you see someone struggling, or when you see someone in the hurt locker, you go over and you give them, your coaching expertise. And then they look at you, oh, actually, that makes sense what you just said. And then they start doing it, and you can get the crowd behind them. And, you know, um, the introduction of the Thunderdome, I think was a London XL event actually,
Yeah.
and that was just epic. It's like created that like Colosseum moment, and we were like, right, we can get the crowd in, and your friends and loved ones can see you. So that's like the second layer of my role, where I'm like, okay, cool, I can make someone's warbles a difference. And then I suppose the third and final layer is just giving my energy and my positive vibes to everyone, like, and that's like music dependent. If the music's good, then you're gonna get a show, whether you like it or not. You'll get me dancing and singing and stuff. So, which I don't think Mo or Christian ever really visualized from an MC before, but I think that's what kind of maybe separates me from other MCs. Um, because I know pretty much every lyric to every song, and I sing it badly and I'll dance to it. And I like just getting people involved. So that's what I think my job is as an MC. And an MC is at HYROX is a hype man or hype woman. You have commentators and presenters like yourself when you do the elites, and Till and Lauren, and that's much more informative and telling a story. Whereas I'm there to like hype the crowd up and give the athletes just that little bit of relatability and welcoming vibe, basically. So that's how I see my position in HYROX.
It does add an atmosphere to the whole event as well. It's not even just for those athletes at the Warbles. Like I've done like like if you're not there, for example, and there's like when I've been to other countries, if there's a different MC, it's just like the whole vibe of the event can change because like the microphone's different. And
Yeah.
like I've done like a zone 2 before in the warm up area in Hong Kong. It was a Benny actually on the MC. I was like, actually,
Let's bad mouth Benny for a second.
no, 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 I'm not bad, man. I'm gonna big him up because I sat there and like I actually like listened to him. Right? But when you're not sitting
Right,
there
yeah.
doing a zone 2 on the bike, like you just there's just so much other shit going on that like you don't sit there and listen. And it was just like, no, like this is actually adding quite a lot to the event. Just doing what you guys do. So yeah, I think it adds
Yeah,
an
I
awful
know.
lot, to be honest.
What you just picking up on what you just said there, it's like I know that if I'm gonna say something that is separate to the warbles, 99% of the time people aren't really gonna hear it. So if I'm gonna say, oh, skier, if I'm at the warbles and I'm saying something about the skier station, no one's really gonna hear me. But it's still important to maybe speak to people outside of the warbles. And like you said, it does make a difference when that one person can hear it. And the way the AV team now are like setting up the speakers, I can stand on the stage and I can see, perhaps maybe this was in Birmingham, I could see the sled push and the sled pull. So I could see friends and people that I know running in, and I could shout them out. They wouldn't see me, but they can hear me. So that's yeah, it's pretty cool. It does make a difference, and it's nice to know that we can just add to that little bit of people's day, basically. It's nice.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have any favorite moments from doing the job over the years?
So working as an MC, yeah, I think like the main one is when I can get an athlete's family involved, and that comes down to children. Like obviously I've got 2 kids, and so when I see like really passionate kids shouting out daddy or mummy, and they've got their sign and stuff. And, we go over and, oh, which one's your daddy? And they go, that one there, his name's Stephen. Oh, what's your name? And they go, oh, it's Jason and Katie. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm like, Stephen, I got Jason and Katie here, and they're wondering why you ain't picking up the wall ball. And it adds that like element to it, and bringing kids over the barrier to position them, at the wall ball target of their mom and dad. Like, what an awesome two-way experience. Like, you're struggling as a parent, you're there and you're doing your wall balls, and you're probably thinking, can Faisal just do one? And then all of a sudden I bring your kids over, and their experience like, oh my God, we're in the wall ball station, and they do the 100, and they grab the hands and they run over the line. And what an awesome moment that you can allow a family or an athlete to have. So they're always my favorite moments, personally, being able to just like aid that scenario. And just that it's just people's stories and journeys. Like, when you know of a certain someone coming into the wall balls, and you know that they've like experienced hard times and hardships and stuff, like, it makes their 100 reps like so much more important. And I think it's what HYROX does really well. It's like it's more than fitness. This is, it's life, and it spills over that just one racing day event. Like, it spills over to everyone's lives. So they're always special to me. So it's more about special moments of others than myself.
Mhm.
So that's what I like.
Nice. You're very much involved in like the elite side of things as well, like the majors, like those races. Like, do you have any particular moments or memories from those that stand out for you?
Yeah, it's so difficult for me because I got to play it neutral. Like, obviously, I want everyone to win, because I know most of them now. Like, there's so many new fresh names coming in. But like, yeah, I've done pretty much all the majority, like, world championships from Las Vegas, all the majority of the majors and stuff. And you get to know like the elite athletes, and they start to get to know you and familiarize yourself. And, you know, again, really nice of them. Some of them say it does make a difference, like, having me there. And because I think they genuinely value what I say, it's like I'm not just like a bullshit. It's like can can understand sometimes what they're going through. So yeah, moments. I think the one of the first major of is it last season? It was in Amsterdam. Was that last season, the season
Yeah,
before? First
yeah.
major was in Amsterdam. Obviously, when Alex won it, and then James came second. I just had this big hug with them. Like, I didn't expect a big hug, but I'm genuinely so happy for these people. And it was just a massive big embrace. It was amazing. Um, Also, for the UK team in Nice, the World Championships, I know we don't do relay elites anymore. I think we should. But we're obviously, being from London and having the UK team win it, Zara smashing out her 100 balls, like, it was just epic. Like, having all of them there, and a big hug. So, but I think for me, it's like, I genuinely believe like anyone who can go quick enough to get into the elites is phenomenal. Like, I don't think people understand just how quick they're going. And then within the 15, there's levels within the 15 as well.
Yeah.
And that was proven at Hamburg recently. Like, we just saw Alex and Tim just lap people. Like, how are they lapping people? It's mad. So yeah, like, there are loads of different stories. And I've gained good friendships like James Kelly and Alex Ronkovich, and I think Hunter's such a vital uh, athlete to HYROX as well. The story of Megan Jacoby, like, her comebacks just started, and then Linda Meyer, like, she just came out of nowhere. I have to take a lot of credit, because I think she won the world championships because of me. So, um, if people don't know, I did a doubles with her in Berlin, and that was her last race before when the World Championships in Chicago. So I think the slower intensity that I brought to that doubles basically gave her the time and recovery to get ready for to win the race. And again, like, I did a race with her, and then I'm seeing her like almost dominate the second half of the solo elites. I'm just like, oh my God, this is. And I wanted to like, and obviously during the elite race, as you know, like, I have to like get out of the way of the cameras, and there are certain pathways. But I want to get in there and, shout, but I can't show that, and I do it in really small dosages. Um, But I think where the elite racers have gone to, as you and I can both experience from the last one, it's just phenomenal. Like, it's just great
Mm,
TV. Um, it is genuinely a sport that people can now log on to or watch. Sooner or later it'll be on TV, and it's just so entertaining. It's so entertaining. I love it. I love it.
yeah, yeah. And that setup that they had in Hamburg recently, especially like that
Oh,
elite
mate,
specific.
it just
Yeah,
just makes you want to race. Although allowed doing 6 laps though, 6 laps was a lot.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, just the whole setup, and I love being able to add that little bit of drama. When I call their name as they do the walkout, and then we got the countdown. Like, oh, there's just like goosebumps when you do the countdown, because that's when all the kind of jokes and the high fives and they do the call out, and some of them do something funny, and then they run, and then when they're at the start line you can very clearly see them switching into race mode, and I love that. I absolutely love that, because then all their eyes are on me when I go. I'm getting a countdown from Mo, whatever, and he said 30 seconds. I'm all right, 30 seconds. So remember, I'm gonna give you countdown on 10, and then you rock and roll, and then it's like 10, 9, 8, and then boom, they're off, and it's just like, and it's just this surge of energy. Um, and then you're into the race, and then that's when then you take over and start commentating. So, um, yeah, I love where the sport has gone to, seeing it when I first started back 5 years ago. So it was good.
yeah. Uh, your sort of brand, if you like, is built around PMA,
Yeah.
and you've obviously got a ton of that, a ton of energy. Has that always come naturally to you? Is it something that you've learned?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I've obviously got my parents to thank for that. Like, my mum always got me outdoors and always got me into sports and like drama and stuff like that. So, but PMA, positive mental attitude, I like it. People think I like create it sometimes, and I'm like, no. I had this like epiphany. I was watching a people might not know this, but I was watching a detergent advert. It was Ariel at the time, right? And this advert was this dad and son, and they were doing a sack race at their sports day. And the dad just went, "Son, you got to have a positive mental attitude." And I remember sitting on the floor going, wow, that's awesome. Like, how can you just approach everything in life with that attitude? And ever since then, that was always within me, but it only became like this brand. When I was at Barry's Bootcamp, at the end of every class, I'd say, reach up, make your body 10 feet tall, clench your fists, and pull down your positive mental attitude. Give yourself a round of applause. And it was those people who came to my classes who said, "Oh, you're Mr. PMA." And I was like, I could roll with that, which I did. So,
Does it ever? Is it like? Is it natural? Does it ever feel fake? Like, do you ever have to force
yeah.
yourself to be like that?
Um, no, it's never fake. It is natural, but what I try to tell people is it's always a choice. So I don't always feel energetic. I don't always feel um positive in certain situations, but I choose to be. I force myself to find solutions. That's just who I am. I force myself to find that little glimmer of light in a very dark situation. So it's in the beginning it was just all positive, positive, positive. But nowadays it's like it's telling people that you can choose to have a positive mindset, even when you are feeling like a little bit negative and stuff. Not to say as well on the flip side that being negative is a bad thing, depending on the situation. You know what I mean? Like, some situations you got every right to be negative, but don't stay there for too long. Like, make sure you got one hand on the positive, and then you can bring your head above water and come back to it. So I think it's just teaching people that, and obviously through fitness, it's a very simple way to bridge the two, um, because it's very difficult to see emotional fitness, physical. HYROX, and is a great emphasis on physical fitness. Like, you look at everyone aesthetically, they look amazing, and anyone who crosses the line, you are physically fit, regardless of what your time is, regardless of what your shape and size is. But no one can see the emotional fitness. Like, you could take the number one elite athlete, and they're physically 100%, but mentally, they might be a little bit low, and you don't know about it because its emotional fitness is invisible. So that's why I really do my best to like impose my will on people in a very positive manner. And it's like I've experienced things as well. So it comes with credit and trust because I've experienced bad things in my life. So I don't talk about them all the time, but when I do have that one-on-one conversation with someone, it's like, oh, it gives what I'm saying a bit more worth.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you have any sort of I don't know, like routine or mantra or anything to get yourself into that state? So like before a big race that you're going to commentate on, or like whatever, like a morning routine or something like that you do.
Yeah, I mean, morning routine on a normal day is waking up and getting the kids breakfast ready and taking them to school, which I love. Um, but I suppose, my kind of normal just drive is just to get up and just kind of embrace life. And again, it's difficult sometimes. For those who have kids, they'll understand. Only being a parent will you truly understand. It's like sometimes you're just like, oh my god, can you just give me 5 minutes? Dad, can we go downstairs and watch TV and have breakfast? I'm like, yeah, but just in 5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes. Um, so that's my normal daily kind of routine. Um, Before getting ready before a race, it's like I've said this, you know, um, outspokenly to a lot of people. I want to be the best at my job. Like I've got some of my best friends who are alongside me doing the same job as me, but I want to be the best. And that doesn't mean saying I want to be better than them. I just want to be the best. And that's just who I am. Like I know that I'm not the best runner, I'm not the strongest and whatever, but I've never stopped trying to be. And I think in that simple mindset, that's what's kind of gotten me so far. So with every with every HYROX that I work at, I'm now seeing it as an opportunity to be better and not just kind of falling into that comfort zone of, oh, I've done this for 5 years now and everyone knows me as the MC. And it's like, no, no, no. People don't know me as the MC now because there's so many more new people. I'm just just this regular Joe. And I want people to, like you said there, to feel that energy in the room and in the arena and make that little difference to their day. So that's what I was trying to do.
Nice. Um, you also, I didn't realize this until I was preparing for this, but you've written a book, the PMA method.
Yeah, I've mate. Yeah,
Is
not
that
many people know this, bro. This was back in the day.
oh, is it is
Um,
it is it an old one? Is it?
it was got published in 2018. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, and it's one of those books where it's like there's recipes in there.
Okay.
14 day workout plan, just body weight and dumbbell. But I think what I'm proud of to this day is like the book split into 3 pillars. The first one is like trying to define what a positive mental attitude is, which is quite difficult to say sometimes. So that first pillar of the book, what the PMA method is is quite special to me. And it's like, I can show my son Rafi later on in life, like, oh, your dad did publish a book and here it is. And the workouts might be a bit old now and the recipes are actually really good, but it wasn't really true to me. Because the publishers were like, oh, we need to put recipes with them. They really pushed that on me. And I was like, okay, cool. So that wasn't really who I was. Obviously, nutrition plays a big part in everything, but I don't really cook that much. And so it wasn't really true to me. Um, but yeah, I've got a book, bro.
Nice, nice. Is there in your job, like you obviously seen thousands now of athletes cross the
Yeah.
finish line. Like, is there anything like that you see from your vantage point that others might miss, might not see, and it could be anything. Could be like what what makes someone successful. Mentality, like important things to consider that other people might not have thought of. Anything like that?
Yeah. I think so from my physical perspective of standing at the wall balls and watching thousands of people do wall balls, it's still a huge issue of the movement standard for me. So doing doing the correct high rocks squat, where you have to break parallel. For me, that's still a huge thing that I'm seeing people who are coaches. I'm seeing people who are PTs. I won't name no one, and they ain't not even getting down low. Um, And because of the volunteers, bless them, they're volunteers, and they're just kind of looking at the target, and we all got the digital ones now and stuff. Like, they're missing the depth, and because the movement's so quick, and you think, oh, their hips are parallel to their. I'm standing there, and half the time I'm just going, no rep, no rep, no, that's not a rep either, and they're still going up and up and up. So it's still a working issue, in my opinion. And that's one thing I can't switch off because of my coaching head. Um, so that's one thing I see. And I think from a more like you said, they're more spiritual and more um, overall view that I see. I just see how important fitness is and how important this high rocks race is to that individual person. And I can understand it because obviously I've done races as well, and I know how hard it is. And I know how much. I've just done a post today about, what a privilege it is to worry about a race time, and I think a lot of people forget that. It's like, yo,
Mm.
you've got an able body, you've bought your 160-pound shoes, you've bought all the nutrition, you've bought your HYROX dealer, so you've got the money to buy a ticket to fly to a different country. Like, this wasn't happening, back in the day. Like, people were just doing Tough Mudders and like Spartan races, in the country. You drive up and buy a ticket for 40 quid, so it's, yes, it's expensive, but also if you're able to do it, what a privilege. And I think
Yeah.
people are not forgetting it, but they're just not having it at the forefront of their mind. And this whole trend now of people doing like 30 marathons in 1 hour, it's just like it's what's the word? It's demoralizing, or diminishing the actual achievement of doing a race. I think all these amazing athletes, and some of them are in the HYROX world where they're doing, that go one more rep, or they're doing a marathon a day for 7 weeks, or they're doing 6 Ironmans across the whatever. It's like, it's amazing, but it's so unachievable for 99% of the people doing HYROX, and it's so unrelatable. But because they're following that person, they're motivated by that person, then they're putting that on themselves, going, "Oh my god, if I don't get a sub 1 hour 30, I'm gonna. It's just pathetic." And it's like, nah. I've spoken to so many people on the finish line where they've crossed the line and they look like so upset, so angry at themselves. And I'm like, yo, why are you angry? It's, "I know, race was fucked. It's like, nah, it was shit, this and that." But you're here. Like, one, you
Mm.
didn't quit. One, you finished the race. And two, look at your time. Like, it's not that bad. Like, okay, it may not have been what you wanted, but like, take a deeper look. There are way worse things happening in the world, and you're getting pissed off by not executing the race you wanted. And I guarantee you, you've got the privilege to do it again in 3 weeks or a month's time, where you're going to buy a ticket, buy some new shoes, train in a lovely gym. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, people, I feel, just need to be reminded of the privilege it is to do what so many people are doing.
Yeah, yeah. And that like 95% of the population would love to be able to do, but
That's it.
actually
Yeah.
can't. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so people dream about doing that, it's, and credit to the adaptive athletes even more. Like, oh, it's just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal what they're doing. Like, sometimes, as the MC, like, we miss an adaptive athlete. They just come into the wall balls. We're like, "Oh, hang on a second." And it's like, I want to know what their adaptive category is. Like, what is, and I want the crowd to know. I want to make some noise. Like, this
Yeah.
isn't just some, another athlete. And especially when the athlete is also like of certain age, if they're like 65 plus. And I've had a 79-year-old at the wall balls, and I'm like, I would love to be 79 doing wall balls, having some guy shout my name out. I remember there was this woman, Penny, and I think she was like 68 or 69. Bless her. Her warbles were amazing, but like, she was just taking her time, and I got the whole crowd going. It was like, "Go Penny, go Penny." It was amazing.
Love it.
Um, so yeah, all those moments, like you just said there, like, for people who dream about doing a HYROX race, don't forget that when you're able to do it, it's a privilege.
Yeah. Yeah. You recently did an Ironman race.
Yes, I did. I went to the dark sides.
What was the
Half, half,
oh, half, okay.
half an Ironman, half a
Long enough, long enough.
long enough, mate. Oh my god.
What was the what made you want to do that? Just like another way to challenge yourself?
Yeah, exactly. So I tell you what made me want to do it. I turned 40 this year in February, and I thought, you know, again, privileged that I can do so many HYROXs kind of whenever I'm working at an event. And I was like, let's try and do something different. I've always wanted to do a half Ironman, so I booked it for the end of the year, and it was the right thing to do because I'd done so many HYROX races. I did Paris Grand Palais, I did Wales, I did Berlin, then I did Chicago, and it kind of just got too much. And obviously, I'm traveling and I'm doing training and working. And when I got to Chicago, Chicago was like my worst race ever. It was just, I just felt so hot. My heart rate just spiked. And I remember doing the race going, thank God this is my last race in a while because I needed a mental change. So the day I got back from Chicago, I started my Ironman training, half Ironman training in Portugal. I chose that location because my mate Gus lives there and to have him there and everything. And do you know what? I loved the training, and this is what I loved about it. It forces you to just naturally be off your phone. Like when you're swimming, you can't be on your phone. When you're cycling for 2 hours, 3 hours, can't be on your phone. And when you're running, 9 times out of 10, you can't be on your phone. So when was getting into this, I was like, it was such a nice mental break because I've got a huge addiction with my phone. So it was so nice just to separate from that and just change the intensity, but the volume obviously went way higher than what I normally do. And I loved it. What an event, what an experience. I'm definitely going to do another one. And do you know what? Like I executed that race so well. Like everything went amazing. I wanted to get sub 5 hours, 30 minutes. I got 5 hours, 20. And I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing with it. So I'll definitely do another one. And you can actually transition some of the training to HYROX as well. So I think because I had that good kind of fitness foundational base, like it aided me quite a lot. So yeah, I loved it. Yeah, I'm half an Ironman. I'm half an
Nice,
Ironman.
amazing, well done. Do you, I was going to ask, do you think it has like set you up reasonably well to be able to go back into HYROX and like not like affected your ability in HYROX too badly,
Yeah,
if at all?
so the running, I don't think I've ever been so fit and confident in my running, and that was obviously the distance and a half Ironman is half a marathon. So I'm racing next Thursday, which is Bordeaux. That's my first one back, and I've never felt more confident about my running, and I feel like my splits, he says now, will be the fastest that I've ever done. So yeah, I don't think it has jeopardized much of my HYROX at all. But again, it's like I'm not trying to get sub 60. So if I wanted to get sub 60, I probably wouldn't have done a half Ironman. So it swings and roundabouts. You know what I mean? And this is like one thing I said to Jake Dearden. At the end of his race in Hamburg, I was like, "Bro, you're doing very dedicated HYROX training, but you're also doing marathons and events and stuff like this. And, you need to like narrow it down and just totally focus on that one thing to get to that level, which I'm not at. So it's like, if you want to play around with doing a half Ironman or doing a different event and then jump back into HYROX, you can. And that is the definition of a hybrid athlete. So yeah,
How did you like? Obviously, like you said, it is a lot more volume for Ironman and just
yeah.
volume training, running training for HYROX in general. Like you're a bigger guy. You're not one of these 60 kilogram runners. Do you
Mate,
cope
I
with that
wish there
volume?
was a weight category. Mate, I'm 100. Check this out. Right? I'm 100 kg. When I weighed myself at the beginning of this half Ironman training, I thought I'm going to lose loads of weight here just naturally. I was 101 kg. 17 weeks later, I weighed 100 kg. I lost 1 kilogram. What's going on? And I remember running in Portugal when I got off the bike. I felt like a hippo. Like, I'm a big dude. And I was like, I'm looking at all these guys, and like you said, they're slim, they're 60, 70 kg, and they just go. So I actually like the fact, and I relish in it, that I can move so well being that weight.
Mm.
Because I know that if I did lose that weight and I dropped down to even 90 kg, I probably could get near sub 60. But I just think my body just likes being that weight, and I like food, so
You
I
like
eat a lot.
food?
So But I really do wish there was a weight category because, like, when I line up on, in the start time at HYROX, I do have a little look around, and it's quite deceiving because, the guys look big, but they actually weigh only 80, 85 kg. Like, I think you take a look at Alex and Tim and even Hunter, who's probably the most physically biggest. I think Hunter's like 90, 92, 93 kg
Yeah.
compared to me, like the 100. If I just drop down 7 kg, I'll be able to move quicker. So when I'm on the start line, I'm like, you mother. So I'm this big, heavy dude. I wish there was a weight category as well as age category.
But does that, as that, you were able to do like the volume of running training that you wanted to do, it don't like bash up your knees anymore? Were you having to do more on the bike to compensate or anything like that?
I tell you what I had to do more of, just more recovery and more stretching. So I really upped my ice bath. So I'm a big fan of that. I've got one at home. Again, a privilege. Yeah, just stretching every night. Obviously difficult with two kids, but trying to sleep as best as I can. So it was more about the recovery and just trusting the low intensity because it is actually quite boring. Like, me and you got on a watt bike and said, right, see you in 2 hours, and we're just holding one pace for 2 hours. It is quite boring. But that low intensity enabled my kind of body weight to stick with it. And it was weird because my fitness progressed. Like, my numbers started going up, and my watts started going up on the bike and stuff, but my weight just stayed the same.
How much were you eating? Do you know how many like calories you
Well,
get
I
for a
was, I
day?
was probably, on one day I tracked it and I tracked 4,000 calories, just over.
Okay.
But then I did do a big brick session, which was a 2-hour bike ride into a 90-minute run. And I think I burnt like near 4,000 calories. So it's like, it's output, input, um, and it's interesting, but I do think your body is obviously very smart, and it just likes being a certain weight. I think if I wanted to lose weight, I'd have to actually work really hard to do that.
Right.
Um, and I just don't think I'll be able to perform as well. So, yeah, I'm a big boy and I move quick.
We've obviously talked about like PMA and things being a privilege and that, but like in a race when it is getting tough, is there
Yeah.
a certain place that your mind goes to help you in that?
Um, Yes, in my position, I know that a lot of people, they don't care, and I know that people don't care, and I always say it to myself: people don't really care about what I do. But I do think of like the actual followers who follow me, because a lot of people, reach out, send a message, and that time which they do, I'm very appreciative of it. So I have them in mind, and when it gets really tough, where I actually want to give up, then I just bring my children into the mind, and I'm just like, well, then I could still keep going for hours. So, but I don't ever get to a point where I want to quit. Well, I haven't as of yet. Um, I've always finished every single round I've ever done, regardless of maybe stupidly pushing through injuries and stuff. But they're the two things. I just know that, as cliche as it might sound, I do inspire a few people. So they're in the forefront. And then when it gets really dark, I'll just bring my little kids, Rafi and Cleo, and I'm like, okay, let's go.
um, have you got a favorite sporting experience that you've been part of in your life?
Oh, wow. It would probably go, I was a ball boy for Wimbledon tennis. So I was 16 years old, and the training that you do up until the championships, you do like 6 months of training to kind of dictate what teams you're in. And I was in that. I don't know if they do it now because it wouldn't be politically correct, but I was in that A1 team. And yeah, so that team was centre court one for the whole 2 weeks. And the way that you dress the court at Wimbledon tennis, the ball boys walk on first, then the umpires, and then the players come out. So at centre court, because of my position, I was first, and the ball boys were almost like military and girls. So I'm first on the court. So my first step onto that lawn, the crowd went ballistic because obviously it's the beginning of the men's final, and it was Pete Sampras and Pat Rafter. So that moment for me always sticks in my mind. Like 16 years old, like I didn't really know what to expect, and you're not allowed to like react as well. So you're standing there at the back. So that was pretty cool. Being able to say that I did that, and I did that for 3 years, and I've ball boyed for like Serena Williams, Venus Williams, Rafael Nadal. So I think that was like my first ever real like sporting moment where I was like, this is pretty cool, and not that many people can do it. Um, so yeah, I think that's it
Awesome.
really. I also did one thing I'd say in terms of more relevant to me. Joe Wicks asked me to warm up his world record breaking crowd at the Hyde Park. So I warmed up a crowd of 3,000 people. So I was on the stage the night before Justin Bieber was on the same stage. I was on the stage all by myself, and I'm warming up this crowd, and it wasn't a warm up. I put through. Well, I got so excited, I put through a big warm up. But yeah, that was pretty cool to do that in front of 3,000 people. Yeah,
That was a world record for what, like the
the
biggest
world
ever
record
group
for an
workout.
outdoor body weight workout. Yeah, so he did it for like 30 minutes with just over 3,000 people.
Nice.
Um, so yeah, again, really appreciate the Joe for asking me. I'm pretty sure he regrets it though, because it was because I went a little bit off theme. Like just nice and steady fires, and I'm there going, right, everyone, drop down and give me 10 burpees. Man, I was going crowd running across the stage, and we had Scott Mills and the DJ. It was just wicked. So yeah, I think those two would be my most memorable and like highlighted sporting career moments.
Awesome. How about your toughest, like maybe like toughest thing you've had to do or anything like that?
Yeah, that's a great question. Toughest. Do you know what? Just because it's so present in my mind, it would be the Chicago World Championships. And this is what I don't bang on about, because I don't want people to think it's an excuse or a reason why maybe I don't perform as well. But obviously, Chicago, the majority of us flew out on a Tuesday. Wednesday was rehearsals. Thursday was Thursday rehearsals. I can't remember. And then Friday night was. Oh no, Thursday was the elite races for the
Elite
solos.
singles, yeah, yeah.
That was it. Friday night was it the doubles or
Relays.
the relays? And then Saturday morning, I raced. So I remember warming up thinking, oh, I'm not ready for this. Like I didn't feel sharp. I didn't feel my jet lag. I slept so bad, and I was thinking, why am I doing this? But it's like I officially had qualified for world champs. I was like, this was I had been given the all green by all the top dogs. Like, yeah, you can do it. But yeah, that was. I just remember at the burpees, I don't know, I just remember feeling so hot. Like my body was so hot, and my heart rate was in my throat. I could just like, I could feel it there. So I wasn't close to giving up, but I had those thoughts in my mind. Big time, had the thoughts in my mind. Like, just because I knew that I was nowhere near the time I wanted. And I was just like, I was just tired. And you know what it's like. It's just tired, and I'm on my feet all day. And the way I do it as well, I give so much
Mm,
energy. Like when I get home, I crash. Like when I get back to the hotel room, I'm done. People go, "Do you want to come out for dinner?" I'm like, "No, room service, sleep, pop a couple of melatonin gummies, and I'm out." Um, so that was probably the most recent time where I was like, "Yeah, I really wanted to give up." I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
though. I finished it, but I didn't finish it how I wanted to.
No, I can say. I mean, even doing like the commentary that I do, like I know that trying to race after that is like it's horrible prep for it, and
Yeah.
what you're doing is like takes much more energy, and you're on your feet much more, and everything
It's
like
just being
that.
on your
So
feet, that's what it is. It's
yeah,
just being standing for like, 7 to 8 hours. It just you don't realize how much that it takes out of you. Yeah,
yeah,
so, but basically I'm doing the exact same next Thursday. I'm gonna do an 8-hour shift, go back to the hotel, lie down for 2 hours, come back to the venue, start warming up, and smash my pro solo singles, and I'm gonna get sub 70 this time.
nice,
Gonna get
nice.
it. Yeah.
Last question: is there something that you believe about training for HYROX that a lot of people might disagree with?
Um Training for high rocks that people might disagree with. I think a lot of haters disagree that, high rocks is like not that great for you because it's so monotonous and it's the same thing. It's like, oh, how can, you just keep training for the same thing? I think that's their argument. And, I've done CrossFit for about 5, 7 years. And I love CrossFit. But I think what high rocks does is that with anything, it gives you that time. And, no one knocks the marathon. No one knocks a half Ironman, a full Ironman. They've been around for decades. and they work because it's the same concept, because
Mm.
none of the modalities change, none of the primary rules change, and I think that's what and why HYROX is booming the way it is because when that first timer crosses the line and they get their PB, which it is, they get hooked. They're like, "Oh my god, I just got 1 hour, whatever, 22 minutes in a men's open race. And I want to come back and I want to kind of shave some time off of it." And when people cross the line, "Oh my god, I got a 5 minute PB," I'm like, amazing! Like, let's celebrate that. Like, I want the finish line to be even more like entertainment value. I want smoke cannons and party poppers, and not just the LCD screen, with good content on it. I want more physical entertainment value. So I think just that primary old-fashioned timestamp that you get when you cross the line is what, for me, fitness is all about, and what HYROX is doing so well. It's allowing people to train for it. It's allowing people to gain friendships from it and communities, and go into seminars and go into simulations. Um, what it's done for the whole fitness community and the tourism trade. Oh my, I'd love to see the stats of the tourism trade. There's this influx of like people going into one city, like, mate, it's mad. It's
Yeah.
absolutely mad. And that's one thing I've got to kind of be wary of as well. Like, when I travel, I know that people are traveling on the same plane, going to the same place, and it's like I'm a natural ambassador of the sport. So it's like, if people want to have a chat or see me as, and they recognize me, I'll have a conversation with them. Oh, what race you doing? What time you doing? And then it's funny. Then I see them 2 days 2 days later. I'm like, "Oh, you're the guy from the plane from London City. Hey, what's going on?" All right, let me chat. I think it's just brilliant. Like, you're just randomly chatting to people with a similar interest to you. So anyone who knocks HYROX is just a hater, and I just don't think they haven't found their right path yet. So just crack on.
Yeah, yeah. All right, this has been brilliant. Thank you, mate. I'm glad we finally got you on. Uh,
About time, Greg. About time, mate. I thought I missed the boat, to be fair. I thought I missed
no,
the boat. So no, mate, appreciate it. And what you're doing, bro, like on this podcast and everything, like, it's amazing, mate. So hats off to you for the consistency and everything. And yeah, like you into like the voice on the live stream and stuff. And I think it's just awesome what that team especially are doing for the elite races and stuff. So yeah, mate, well done to you as
thank
well,
you,
bro.
mate. Thank you,
Yeah.
mate. Um, is there anything else I should have asked? And also, if people want to follow you, find out more about you, things like that, where should they go?
Yeah, I mean, just follow me on Instagram, Faisal PMA Fitness. I just put up everything really. It's just a mix of training and motivation and HYROX and my family. But no, man, I think we covered everything, and hopefully some people found it a bit beneficial to the insights of what I do at HYROX. But I'm just privileged to be in this role. Like, I'm almost in like the mecca of HYROX every time I go in there. It's just great to be in that center point and just see it flourish. We're about to go into London XL. 5 years ago, it was a 1 day event. It started at 8 and it finished at 4 p.m.
Yeah,
And now we're going into the biggest London XL event ever. Like, the venue is going to be. I saw the course map like a week ago. It's in terms of square footage, it's the biggest HYROX ever. Like, you're not going to see many people because the ski ergs are like a mile that way.
get a cab to the ski
So
ergs.
yeah, just to see like the growth, and where it's come to, and being on that journey as well with the majority of like the staff and the core team, again, is a huge privilege. And I love being able to say that, oh yeah, I was here, when it kind of all kicked off after COVID. So yeah, no, just thank you to everyone who's ever come up to me and asked me for a picture or a selfie or a little question here and there. I'll always have time to chat to people. It's something that I love about the job. So thank you.
Awesome, awesome, perfect, brilliant. Thank you, mate. Love it.
And you, mate. Peace.